Hello! Welcome to Bad at Board Games.
He's bad at board games.
My name's Brad Blake.
And I'm Toph Ferguson.
We're bad at board games, so you don't have to be. Today, we're going to be talking about
our top 10 list!
We finally made it. We're here.
Yes! If you have been following us, we've been doing our top 100 games of all times as of January 2023. And friends, we have made it to the end of our list.
And I'm sure most of you watching this didn't care about 11 through 100, so welcome to the top 10 of our all-time lists.
Yes.
Of 2023. Well, no. Our all-time, but as of
January
2023. Yeah. Something like that. Anyway, we think we're funny, well, even though we know we're not.
I don't think I'm funny. I don't think he is either, to be honest, but you know.
I'm hilarious.
Keep telling yourself that.
Hilarious, I tell you. Keep looking into my eyes as I try to hypnotize you.
Yeah. Way to go. So we have a lot to talk about today.
We do. We're not going to apologize. It's going to be long. It'll just be that way. So
we like these games a little bit.
We do. So if you watched last year's top 10 of all time list, and we had like top 40, now we've done a top 100. Go check that out. See what changed. See what's new. And did things change at all? Is my number one different? Is Toph's number one different? I think it might be, but I don't know. I'm curious to find out. So
we will see. He has projected what my top 2 games are.
Yes, I did. So we will see. So stick around to the end so you actually find out what is our number one game of all time. What are we still loving? Is it something new? Is it something old? Is it something reliable?
Are there upsets?
Yes.
Could be.
I think that I have a couple. I'm thinking he does too. It'd be cool to see.
Yeah.
So
we shall see. Well, you want to get started?
I will let you start with number 10.
Excellent. My number 10 game of all time is a game that I love solo, and I actually don't lose all the time, but I lose enough of, and that is Spirit Island.
Good game when you play the rules right.
It's gracious. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Ashby.
I did not learn the wrong rules. Ashby is fantastic at board games, but as we've learned, sometimes he's not so good at teaching the rules.
Just once.
Yeah, just once.
Makes it sound like always, but yeah. No, we're just giving him a hard time for
Ashby
one
has
game.
One flaw, and that's how he taught Spirit Island one time, because he will never make that mistake again. So Spirit Island is a cooperative game where it's kind of the backwards mentality. You are playing the spirits trying to protect an island and get rid of and destroy all of the explorers who are coming to inhabit the land. And it's hard, y'all. It is not an easy game. It is not a beginner game. This is not a, hey, I want to play Spirit Island, let's do it. And as many people might think, the new edition that came out at Target, the Horizons of Spirit Island, is not any easier, really, of a game than this is. It just helps maybe with a little bit less complex spirits bring new people into the game. I love this game. I have enjoyed it. Almost all of my plays of it, I have greatly enjoyed. I have gotten beat down also as I've played this, and sometimes that's not so fun. It's a thinker. This is not a, I've had a hard day at work and I want to go home and just relax and play a game. Oh, nay. This is a I want a challenge game, and I have had many gameplays of this that I have just done for that very reason. I want a challenge. Let's do it.
Yeah. And when Toph, Ashby, and I play it, I really like it. So I like it. I like that co-op nature of it. I like the 3 of us playing it really the best. I find that a lot of fun. We all have different play styles, so I think when we pick spirits, they seem to complement each other. So it's, we've done well, and I've not, knock on wood, we won. We've won. So
yeah.
I think there's something to be said about that, and how we're all a little bit different. We all look at things a little bit different. We're all able to help each other out on our turns and such. And for me, that makes this game a lot of fun.
This is definitely a game. It's cooperative, so obviously that's the theme, but it's definitely a game where you have to work together. It's not just you have to play the game cooperatively. You really do need to work together and be able to see where your spirits have strengths and where they have flaws, because if your spirit is really good at something, that means it's not so good at something else. And the heavier complex spirits, they are more complex, but they can do some amazing things.
Cool stuff.
If you can get them to that level. So you have to be able to play them. Please don't jump in and think, I want to play this heavyweight spirit, this harder spirit, because of its cool abilities, if you've not played the less, I wouldn't say easy, but the less complex spirits. And if you are thinking of getting into this game, this is one of those games that Brad has mentioned in another earlier video. It's a $75 game. It's a lot of money.
I personally think the game's a little bit too much.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's
really
overpriced.
do. I think it's a little bit too much. So if you can get it used, or you can get it, even on sale. I know you got this on sale, but I've never seen it below 70 on sale. Right. Yeah. So, take that for what it's worth. That's my opinion. If you're not sure, try to pick it up somewhere that's maybe in the $50 range.
Yeah. And honestly, if it's possible. Yeah. And honestly, if you are wanting to get into Spirit Island, go to Barnes & Noble. I just noticed, or not Barnes & Noble, sorry, Target. I noticed that they just rose the price on it. So it's not as low of a price as it was. It was, I think, $25 or $35, the Horizons of Spirit Island game. And now it's gone up $5 from that. But it's still a great entry point into the game. It's a little bit less complex spirits. You don't have some of the wooden pieces. You still have the plastic. No, you do not. You do not have the plastic pieces.
It's all cardboard chits.
Yeah, it's all cardboard
instead of wood and plastic.
But it's the same game. And I thought maybe that would take away from the game, because if you've been a member of this channel, I like to upgrade games. I want to play with those nicer components. I decided my first playthrough of Horizons was going to be as Horizons, like only what's in that box. And it was no different. Honestly, I didn't miss the nicer pieces that's in this. You will miss the more complex spirits the more you play it, but that's a great way to get into this game if you're looking at it. So I'm going to wrap them together, Horizons, but especially Spirit Island. Fantastic game. That's my number 10 game.
Awesome. My number 10 game is moved up on my list from last year. Everdale. This is a good game. This is not a game I would have ever thought, and I've walked by Gen Con and seen that big stupid tree and just thought it was a big stupid tree, and like, really, this is, I've never been so wrong. Really, this is a great game. I got this game to get my wife into more games as I continue to harp on find a theme that somebody else likes if you want them to play board games with you. Don't try to push your themes onto them, even though you want to.
I agree.
And she loves this game. And because of that, I have found the game within the pretty package, right? And in the end, I do like a theme with a game. And there's a lot of game here. There is so much game here. This is a great game.
Very replayable.
Don't let the pretty animals like detract you if you haven't, or you kind of like scoff at this as I have. There's a lot of game here.
Yeah. And we haven't jumped into the expansions with it yet.
No, I don't even need the expansions, honestly. And honestly, I think that might make it too much for me. Mm-hmm. I like this as it is. Mm-hmm. I'll probably have to play it 50 times before I'm going to be tired of this.
Yeah.
So
I support that.
Everdale. My number 10.
Excellent. My number 9 is a newer game to me. It's a game that's been around for quite a while now, and it's straight up my alley theme-wise. This has been my solo game. This is my new staple when it comes to solo board gaming, and that is Arkham Horror, the card game. I love Arkham Horror. Second edition Arkham Horror was one of my number 1 games for the longest time. I think this definitely improves Arkham Horror second edition. I don't know if third edition improved it or not, but Fantasy Flight hit it out of the park with this. They've got several of these living card games, or they're not collectible card games.
It's a living card game.
It's a living card game, yeah. They have several of the different themes, whether it's Marvel Champions or Lord of the Rings. Yeah, there's so many of them. I don't know if they do Legends of the Five Rings or not, but this is, for me, the theme that I associate the best with. I love it. It is challenging. The core box that you buy it's only got 3 scenarios in it, and you're going to play through those quickly. But you have 5 investigators, so you can play through each of the investigators. That gives you a lot of gameplay replayability. The benefit of this game is in upgrading your deck and being able to get more and more cards in. There's a lot of replayability with it. And then once you play through that, and I've played through that base game at least a couple times straight through, and then some one-offs here and there with new characters, then you can start getting into the different cycles. And there's many cycles to be able to purchase into. Dunwich Legacy is the next one, so that's what I'm currently playing through right now. Path to Carcosa, I think, is the next one. I'm ready to jump into that here very soon. It's fantastic.
And not just the investigators, and I haven't played the expansions yet, but the surprises the first time you actually like flip over and get through the stories are cool. It's a story driven game, and I'll continue to say like this is better than Marvel Champions. Still harder to table.
Yeah,
but the story immersion along with the gameplay is what elevates it so much, in my opinion. And I hope to be able to have the time to focus on this at some point in the future.
Yeah, and this is a game, it's been around for a while, so a lot of good forums out there to be able to review. People have done some fantastic decks. If you don't want to do your own deck building, you can actually have others that will make your deck or tell you what to put in your deck. I will say that the expansion for the investigators, which I didn't think I would need, is huge. The cards get better as you go through the cycles that you're able to add in, and the players, some of the characters are better, some are not, but they work for the cycles. I think you would enjoy playing the next cycles. I will say, and Brad, I think I bought the game first, never played it. Brad bought the new revised core set. He played it, then he and I played it, and then I was hooked. And it does take a lot to table, but you will see, if you are somebody that upgrades your games, ways to make that a lot easier. Storage solutions and other ways just to make it get to the table faster. And I found some of those. I'm still looking for some of them, but I found some of those that help out with that. But this is a good game. I put this not as difficult as Spirit Island, but as a solo adventure, whether I just want to have something that I can play through and I'll pick up a new character and quickly put together a deck, or play through a campaign and really think about it. This fits both those needs. So Arkham Horror card game, my number 9.
So my number 9, I like this game. I don't get to play it very often because Toph doesn't like it.
I think I know what it is.
But I love this game. When I get a chance to play it, I love it. Where is it? Gaia Project. I love this game. I like playing this game. This is a fun game. And I got Terra Mystica, whatever it is, the lighter version of Terra Mystica is Terra Nova. I'm hoping that like that'll help him get into this. So I'm trying to gateway him into this game. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten Terra Nova. But I like this game enough that I'm really trying to like, hey, try this mechanic, and kind of like, then there's more stuff in this one. So, and there's asymmetry, and there's. So John Gets Games, I think, is the best playthrough of it to teach you how to play it. This is not an easy one to learn. So you have to go into that knowing that. But I like this one a lot. So it was on my top 10 last year. It's in my top 10 this year. If I don't get to play it much this year, it'll probably drop out of my top 10. But when I play it, I enjoy it so much.
Yeah, I want to like it more. It's one of the few games that I don't click with well, but I want to. So.
Yeah, I understand that. So that's, and I'm not talking a lot about that one, but that's why. Yeah. That's my number 9, Gaia Project.
Excellent. My number 8 is by a fantastic designer. Here we go. Alexander Pfister. Fantastic job with this game. Great Western Trail. Oh, I love it so much. You're going to love it, or you're going to talk about how much you love it, I'm sure, here in a little bit. I don't know where to begin with this one. This is not a review time, so we're not going to review the game, but being able to navigate the pathways of this game in different pathways, whether that is playing the train game and moving your train up and getting more stations, ownership or control of the stations to add into your point system, whether that is just moving your meeples along the pathway to get up to sell your cows and all the different things that you can do in that pathway. Whether you're playing the game of getting the objective goals and adding more of those cards into it, or really focusing on buying cows, so many things to do in this game. You have to do a little bit of all of it. You have to play the cow game. You have to do a little bit of all of it. How you choose to do that is going to change the game so much. And not that one way is worse than another or better than another, except for cows. You have to play the cow game. Everything about this I do absolutely love. The expansion, Rails to the North, didn't hit quite so well with me. I enjoyed it still, but this, I will play it all day long.
Yeah, the expansion's not essential, but it's nice. It's a nice doesn't take away from the game at all.
Yeah.
But this is a great game. I'll talk about it later.
Sure he will. So that is my number 8. That is Great Western Trail.
Your number 8. So my number 8 is dropped like 2-3 points. Brutal. Kanban EV. It's not that this got worse. There's a few that popped up. I'm like, I really like playing these others. Without a doubt, my favorite Lacerda. Hands down. This is my favorite one. I'm a car guy. I like manufacturing. It all wraps up into this wonderful game. And he understands all that stuff well enough that he put it in and incorporated it into the game. So if you appreciate Kanban, just in time, any of that stuff, if any of that rings a bell to you, you'll like this game. If you like heavy games, that is.
Yes, you have to like heavy games.
You have to like a heavy game. If you like cars, if you like the assembly thing, if you like, manufacturing things that are implemented into board games, this will be a game I could recommend.
Excellent.
I like this a lot.
Excellent. So that is your number.
That's my number 8, Kanban EV.
Excellent. My number 7 favorite game of all time is Kanban EV. So Brad just talked about how much he's a car guy and how he enjoys all these things because he understands. I still don't know what Kanban even means. He understands all these things and it's such a good game. And that's one of the reasons he loves it. I understand none of that. And I absolutely love this game. This is fantastic in how you are working through all the different areas. And it's tight because only so many players can go worker placement. Only so many players can go to so many places. You really have to think in the moment. So you have to be tactical in your play and you have to think long-term. So you have to be strategic in your play in how you're going to get your points to be able to win this game. And at that, while it is I would say extremely complex game, it is a heavyweight game. At the same time, it doesn't feel to me like it's a heavyweight game. And I'm not trying to be gamer snobbish by saying that. I play a lot of games in similar mechanics, so that works for me. It sings to me. It plays well to me. This clicked. This just clicked.
It flows because if you look at it as there's like 5 or 6 departments. So once you go to that department, there's just a few things you can do there.
Yeah.
It gets complex because you have to know like this department does this one does this one does this one does this. And that's, so you have like 6 mini games within a game. And then there's a couple of things as well on top of that. Right. So like, if you want to think of it as like, it's 10 games within one game is the complexity of it. But each one of those is not complex in and of itself. So all you're trying to do is like, do I go here first? Do I go there first? Do I go there first? And in which order you're going to be able to do things? And if he goes there and now I can't go there because it's blocked, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
So
yes, you have to learn the order of what does what. The other thing that I like about this is the training aspect of the game. So in each of the departments, you can train and then you have less of a penalty when Sandra, the bitch, comes around. You have more opportunities for points and scoring. So little things like that I like because you have to balance, what am I going to do in this department? Am I going to train or am I going to do something else? Or am I going to split my movements? There's the, I forget what they call it, the additional actions that you have where you can spend your resources to say, I'm going to take an extra action here and work overtime.
Oh, yeah. You're working overtime.
Yeah. And then you have the meetings. The meetings are critical in this game. You have to plan for the meetings and what objectives you have. There's so many parts to it, but it's beautiful in mechanics. And honestly, it's beautiful on the table.
Yeah. Ian O'Toole.
Yeah.
Definitely one of my favorite artists in board games.
Yeah. And Vitel Lacerda, definitely one of my favorite designers in board games.
Yeah. So, and that's your number?
That's my number 7. Kanban
EV. All right. My number 7 has also dropped. Man, these top 10s have been moving around on me. It is, it might have been my number 2 last year. So it dropped 5 places.
It was high last year.
I have spent a lot of money on this game in Kickstarter land.
Yes.
He spent some money too.
Yes.
But I am getting the big write-off because I'm an idiot.
I can't wait to see it painted.
I'm
Cannot wait to see it painted.
Gonna paint it. So Cthulhu Death May Die is a blast. It's just fun. Comes down to the wire, it feels like every time. Now we've gotten pretty decent at it now, but it's fun. Like we've gone through the whole thing. We've started going through season 2, even the season 2 episode 1 that everybody complains about.
Why are you complaining about that?
I can understand why people do, but we still won. We still got through it, and it made it tight and tough. And you know, but anyway.
But if this game is not tight and tough, why are you playing it? I mean,
yeah. So, but this is a great game, and it's more than just beer and pretzels, honestly. And it's more than just Ameritrash. It's just a solid, good game.
Yeah.
So I think I can't say it's the best CMON anymore.
Well, I don't know.
I can't.
Why? What's your?
We'll find out. Keep watching.
Oh, okay. So
that's my number 7. Cthulhu Death May Die.
My number 6. I don't know how this is happening.
Yeah, this is really sad. But it's going to change because I know I have 2 that aren't on your top 10.
And I have at least one that's I have 2 that's on your not on your.
So it will change, I promise.
So we've mentioned his name already, but Eric Lang, fantastic also as a game designer. I have thoroughly enjoyed.
That's right. I forgot he did this one.
Yeah. Right. Blood Rage, Ankh. I have not yet played Rising Sun. Cthulhu Death May Die is straight up my alley with everything that I love about board gaming. The theme, I love the theme. I love the way that you are playing through these different scenarios. It's not a campaign, but scenarios. It's a movie. You are playing a movie. You have to go insane. You have to play that line of...
And you get so powerful.
You do.
It's so much fun to get like, I got way more powerful at the end of the game than you were at the beginning, even if you die toward the end. Like,
and the stress that you have of how far do you push yourself, allowing yourself to go insane versus throttling that so that you don't die. There's so many things about this. The miniatures look great. Brad painted up mine. I'm looking forward to painting up, or maybe Brad will paint season 2 and then season 3 and 4 and what's the other, all the other expansions, everything else that we have for it. We absolutely love this game.
We went all in on the Kickstarter. You got the
Unspeakable box.
Unspeakable box. Because it's actually affordable in the Kickstarter versus trying to go out and buy $300 for that thing.
It's not
like
worth it. Off market.
We didn't do that. But so between the 2 of us, we're getting everything.
Yeah. Love it. It's worth it. That's the thing that's different. I think
this is our number 6. This is my 8 and you're 7, or you're 7. My 7, his 6.
Yeah.
Like, and we've gone like that massive in the game.
I mean, let's be honest. This is my number 1 game of all time, but so are my number 5, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. So yeah.
But
so that is it. We won't talk more about it in this video. We've got other videos you can go watch about it. But Cthulhu Death May Die, my number 6. Or as you could also call it, my number 1 game of all time.
His number 6, number 1 game of all time.
Yeah. Let's see if your number 6 and my number 5 are the same.
They are not.
Okay.
All right. So I've hit a century game. This is my first century game ever.
Okay.
As Marvel Champions.
And I've played Goose
Egg?
Goose Egg. Yeah.
He's never played it. I've played it now 100 times.
I want to play it, and I will at some point.
I finally finished. I'm like, I'm going to make sure I get this. But and I would say when I started playing this, I was like, it's okay. It's not bad. Boy, there's a lot of not fiddly, but like you constantly feel like you're getting some of the things wrong because you miss. There's a lot going on, keywords and this flips over and you forget and so forth and so on. And the more you play it, I've still played 100 games and I still kind of mess things up. It just happens. But I've bought a lot of this and I don't regret it at all. At all. This game got me to sleeve games. I don't sleeve games. Like I like this game a lot. Is it the best game of all time? No, but like I have played this. This is my solo game. I play it almost every day at lunch. And I've got so many heroes, and now I've got all the expansions and such that I can really mix and match, and I can play as the X-Men and play the X-Men stuff, or haven't done the Spider-Man version yet, but like you get to bounce around and jump and like keep it fresh and fun. And they're all fun. So I really like this game a lot. And all I can tell you is if you get into it, and this is going to sound really weird, give yourself 25 plays of it before you really start to make a decision. And most people are like, I barely play things 10. You will eventually get more of this played because it can be over in 20 minutes. It can be over in an hour. Right. So, you're going to lose fast, play again, like try things, and you can go with the base decks that come with it. You don't have to do all the deck building, and eventually you will want to do the deck building. Yeah. And you can go online and find decks for the different people. But starting out, you don't have to. Buy Captain America, buy this, go to town.
That's kind of what I feel about with like Arkham Horror is, I have not, other than upgrading, I have not yet started diving into building my own decks. Mm-hmm. I'm starting with a deck that somebody else has created and either posted in the rulebook or online. And then I am going from there with it because I haven't got to where I need to start deck building myself with the game. And I know it's a big part of the game. I'm starting to try to do that, and I've learned I'm not very good at it, but maybe as I continue to play it more.
But that just expands the game. Yeah. Like you can play it so many times and not do that.
Yeah.
I played it over 50 times and didn't create a deck. I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I just played the basic things that I had, and I wanted more villains. The things I wanted were more villains. I didn't really need more heroes. I had enough heroes with a couple of them that I bought, plus this. But I wanted like Green Goblin. I liked that enemy more than I liked the ones that were in the box. And then I got a couple of, to me, it was who I was fighting was more interesting than the character. It got samey when I was just fighting the same 2 or 3. Like there's only so many times I could fight Claw, which is like the kind of the basic one. That's the best one in here. Ultron's is good, but like, I don't think this sets you up to play against Ultron.
Well, it's a base game, you're not going to get the best.
Anyway, this isn't a review, and I'm just trying to tell you, like, I like this game. I've played it 100 times. Take that for what it's worth. It's worth. People talk about Marvel Legendary or this. I think this is worth the whatever price it is to get.
Yeah, I've looked into it because Brad likes it so much, and we do have so many games that we find of interest. And because I like Arkham so much, I was like, maybe I would like it. But for me, the base characters aren't doing it for me. When they started talking about X-Men, I was like, okay, now that's my theme. I grew up with X-Men. I love X-Men, but you can't just get X-Men to play. You got to have the base game as well. And it's like, I don't.
Yeah, there's a few cards that you have to have that they only sell in the base game.
Yeah.
So you can't buy it. It would be nice, but for right now they just don't.
So I'm glad it's under shot. I'm glad you hit the 100 plays of it.
Yeah, I feel accomplished for some reason. That's my number 6, Marvel Champions.
My number 5 is Pandemic Legacy Season 1.
Oh.
Yes. I love Pandemic so much, and I was a little nervous about this game because I knew the hype was there. It was so highly rated. I was a little nervous that I would like it so much. But this has been some of the highlights of gaming for 2022, was playing through Pandemic Legacy Season 1. Even playing with a pandemic, because apparently I had COVID and didn't even know it. And Brad and I played, and that night, guess what? Screaming active with COVID. So nothing like trying to kill your best friend while playing a game about
and my dad
pandemics. And your dad, yeah. Yeah, even better. I was like, oh my God, Brad's never going to talk to me again. I just killed his father. But yeah, so fantastic game. If you've never played it, this does expand Pandemic out and gives you so much more than just the base game itself. I will still always want to play the base game. This is no longer replayable. Our game is done. It's as good as either putting in a frame and putting on the wall, throwing away, or just letting it keep up shelf space. For the time being, it's keeping up shelf space because I love the game enough that I want to see it and remember kind of the times that we played and died throughout it.
Very good. I completely agree.
Yeah. Pandemic Legacy Season 1.
Awesome.
That was what? My number 5.
Yep. On to my number 5. This is one of my best gaming experiences. You don't play this game a lot, but to me, it's another one of these. I love experiences that make me feel like movies that I really enjoy, and this one's like right up there.
It's terraforming Mars.
It is never going to be terraforming Mars. Did you know they're talking about making a TV show out of that now?
Oh yeah, they like came out with like a novel series. Like there's a book series on it.
Anyway. Wasn't Matt Damon in Terraforming Mars?
I don't think that's the same game.
I know, but it's pretty
why
close.
You don't like the game, apparently.
It's pretty close. So, Star Wars Rebellion is Star Wars, the first, 1970 to 1985, whatever trilogy. This game is great. This game makes you feel like that and Luke blowing up the Death Star, or not, if you're me. So this is fun. This is, like you get to kind of play things out. You can kidnap Han Solo, like all these things. If you like Star Wars, this is 2 players. They say up to 4, which is a bunch of garbage. It's a 2-player game and it's a lot of fun if you like Star Wars. And I would put that caveat on it. If you have no interest in Star Wars, it's kind of like the War of the Ring. If you love Tolkien and you loved that stuff, it gives you that feeling, but that one's more of a war game. This does not feel like a war game, is the difference. This one feels like a board game with all these Star Wars things in it and how you're playing and what you feel. And, you get to be all the characters and the Emperor and Darth Vader and Luke and Han and, all the stuff is there. So it's really cool. It's still one of the best gaming experiences I've ever had. I
need to play it. I'm in that category of Star Wars is okay. I enjoy it, but I don't love it.
I'm not going to you need to play it because honestly, you don't like Star Wars.
I mean, I like it okay, but I'm not.
But that's my point. If you haven't watched, like
I've watched the movies countless times. The original movies. Yeah. The other movies I didn't really care for.
Yeah. I honestly don't think he's going to like it. Mm-hmm. Just because he's not as wrapped up in the theme. Yeah. If they could make a Harry Potter version of this, he would probably love it.
Oh, probably.
But I mean,
but I still wouldn't mind trying it at some point. Yeah. I may not like it, but I wouldn't mind trying it at some point just to see if it's the theme, is it the mechanic? I'm more mechanic than theme, but at the same time,
this is a theme.
Okay.
This game's theme. It's not about the mechanic.
I mean,
that's all I can tell you is that they've made a mechanic, they've made things work for a theme and a story. Not here's a mechanic and we've pasted on it. This is Star Wars in a box. And that's why I'm like, this isn't a mechanic to fall in love with. This is a story that you create, your own little Star Wars story.
Okay.
That's it's kind of like the same with the War of the Ring. It wasn't the mechanic. Yeah. It was the story that you were going through and the Ents did this and I've destroyed everything as the bad guy, but he still was able to throw the ring into the lava pit. It's a story.
Yeah, I can see that. Maybe I won't like it.
It's not like I'm trying to tell you not to get it, but I'm like, I think if you love Star Wars, this is worth it. I really do.
That's the good recommendation then. Yeah.
So that's why it's my number. What is it? Number 5, Star Wars Rebellion. It's a great game.
I don't know what I did.
Great experience.
So my number 4. Oh, here it is. It's over here. So my number 4 is again another one of my number 1 favorite games of all times. And this is a game I did a video recently on. I did not go all in the beginning, but I have since
gone
all in to this game.
And all painted.
All painted, yes. So this is actually Brad's son's version. This is not mine. I didn't bring it over because I knew he owned the base game. Scythe is everything I want in a board game, and it's beautiful. It's fun. It is not a war game. It's not a battle game. There's a little bit of that in it. So there's a lot of conflict. There's a lot of Cold War conflict in it. But it's done in a way that doesn't stress me out for somebody that doesn't like conflict. I love the action selection part of this game. I love how that works. I love how you can unlock things in your tableau to get your engine going better. I love the resource management aspect of this game. I love the theme. I love the theme of this game. It's beautiful. The artwork is amazing. I'm a big history person. I like darker sides of history. This is alternate history. I love this game. Scythe and the expansions add on to it. So this is always going to be something that I greatly enjoy. The base game, yes, fantastic. The airships, I was hit or miss on. I'm starting to like it more, not because of the ships, but because of the end game scoring, the end game, the game ending tiles. There's alternate ways to end the game. I enjoy those. I do enjoy the airships, and they look even better now that they're painted. Invaders from Afar, adding in extra characters to be able to give a little bit more replayability and complexity to your play. I like that a lot. And then there's the Rise of Fenris. Absolutely my favorite expansion I've ever seen for a board game. I love that expansion.
You love the story.
I love the story. I like how it changes things up. I love everything about this game. I really do love this game a lot. So,
and you'll notice that like that's why I like the Star Wars Rebellion one, right? It's the story, it's the experience that you have more so than the mechanics. Like he loves that campaign of Fenris, and like it just elevated this to what you think is on all the art. It took the art and created a story.
Yeah. Yeah, it really did. And it's, there's so much. I've played this with what I would say not real hardcore gamers and then hardcore gamers alike. And we've all had similar experiences of greatly enjoying the game. It now is like 85 pounds. So for me to take it anywhere, it's heavy, but it's worth it. I think this is a game that will stick around for a very long time and will be on the top 10 of my lists for a very long time. So I enjoy it. People in our gaming group really enjoy it. Even though Brad does not think of this as his top 10 games, he enjoys the game sometimes, but that's fine because I've got other people in my gaming group that I can play with while Brad is playing, other games, maybe games that I'm not as interested in playing at the moment. So.
And it's a good game. I understand why it's on his top 10, top 5. I understand why it could be people's number 1. Not taken away from it at all.
This easily could be my number 1 game. And it is a number 1 game, but I've got other games on my list as well. So this is Stonemeyer's Scythe. All
right. So number 4, and this may be a crossover at this number 4 level, is Toph's game. And I love this game. One of the best Euro games. Top 5, might be number 2 of all time on BGG's list. And it's Brass Birmingham. This game is amazing. This game is great. And I've not won it yet. Unlike Toph's games, which surprisingly, when he loses, they're all the way up in the hundreds. But for some reason, I can lose, and it can be my number 4, Brass Birmingham.
Yeah, he has not won this game yet. We've been close.
1 point. Yeah. He beat me by 1 point. I was on the lead the whole time. And I'm like, I have this game. Finally have this game in the bag. And he came by and click, 1 spot.
I thought he was going to flip the table.
Oh, I wasn't even mad. I was just
no, not mad.
I was just like, oh my God, that one, it hurt. It was like a dagger. That one was a dagger. It wasn't like a table flip, but it was so disappointing.
Yeah, and I don't mean table flip in anger, but I think that was a much harder loss than almost anything else that
was the hardest loss I've ever had.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Because I was like, I was in charge. I was like, I was feeling very good finally about it, and then I just lost by like that much. 1 point. That's tough. That's a tough loss.
Yeah.
So it's a great game. I love this game.
Roxley did a great job with this. Roxley did not initially come out with this game. Brass was the initial game. Roxley redid Brass, re-implemented it.
Made it pretty.
Well, they started with Brass Lancashire, and then they expanded Brass. I think that's how it was, and then expanded out Brass Lancashire to Brass Birmingham. Lancashire is a little bit less complex than Birmingham is. The components, the quality. Okay, the components maybe not are the nicest, but the cardboard level is very nice. It's all linen finish.
I think it's a top 10% quality. Like you say, it's not nice. I mean, I think it's really well done compared to a lot of other games that we've got.
But I mean, even like the deluxe or expand, I think they call this the deluxe edition, the collector's edition, whatever it is. The big reason why I wanted this as opposed to the base game is instead of cardboard money chits, I wanted the iron,
the clay,
iron clays. Yeah.
And that's nice.
They're very nice.
I like that.
Those are extremely high quality. But everything about, I mean, it's cardboard shits, and I'm starting to upgrade it a little bit here and there. But
Yeah.
it's good.
This is Brass Birmingham, my number 4.
So my number 3 game of all time is Brass
I
Birmingham.
guess right.
Yes, you did.
There are not many left.
Yeah. There's not many left. Again, history side of it, there's a good theme here of being able to see the expansion of time, as you go through the canal era into the rail era. That's great. The playing of 2 different eras. You've got 2 parts of this game. You're pretty much playing the same game twice, but you are playing it different because the different resources are required, and thematically so it makes sense. The complexity of the game is in how tight it is. In terms of, you've got a player board, you can only do a few things at a time because the resources are going to be very limited, especially beer as you get to when you need the beer.
Yeah, beer it ends up being the like really limiting factor in the game.
Yes, that's the make or break. Can you get it and use it
to sell?
Yeah, it's needed. It'll make or break your game. But building out, learning, the aha moment for me is learning how important it is to lay your canals or rails in a way that's going to give you the end game points, because you get points based on where you are as you go through end game or end of era and end of game scoring. And then the actual industries that you're putting out and how you leverage your industries versus your opponent's industries, how you use your resources versus their resources. Do you go for something allowing your opponent's tiles to flip to give them scoring points immediately, which is going to increase their not only score, but also their income levels, which is going to allow them to be more efficient and better in the next round? Or do you not do that thing that you need to do because you don't want to give your opponent that benefit, but in the same time, you're not going to give yourself the benefit?
Or do you buy it from the market? Or there's so much going on. I just love it.
Yeah, and I also love how first player switches back and forth, because
Based
the person who,
spent.
if you spend less money, you are going to get the benefit of going first in the next round. And that I like, because that's another way that you're like, I really want to do this kick-ass action, but I can't because I need to go first to make sure that I get X or Y, whatever it might be. So I love that aspect of it. It's just a fantastic game.
Yeah, we could talk a lot about this and like being able to get loans and get money, and then like you eventually get yourself out of it. Like, it's so well done.
Yeah,
it is so well done. It is so deserving of its spot in the top 100 of all time.
So for Brad, that is number 4, and
that's
for me, that is my
number 4.
My number 3.
Okay, so my number 3 is new. I'm hoping it stays up here. I have spent a lot of money on not this version, but other versions.
Is this Marvel Zombies?
Marvel Zombies.
Number 3. Wow.
I've played a lot more than you.
I know.
I've played a lot more than you, so I feel like I can say it's here, right? Like, it hasn't just been a couple times. I've played a lot. This is like one of my top played games as well, and I've played it a lot by myself with my kid, my stepson, like you name it, Toph, Ashby, played this a lot. And I have played out this box. And I went out and paid too much for the Kickstarters. Not all of it, but I did get the X-Men and I did get the regular one.
And I get to play them.
Yeah. So what I recommend you never do, I went out and did. I have had a moment of weakness because I want all the heroes and I want all the Kickstarter add-on stuff. And I was really not for this. I was really against this Kickstarter when it came out. I'm like, I didn't like the way they structured it and price structured it and all these kinds of things. And it kind of upset me because I think you should have been able to buy the base box with the zombie heroes or the regular heroes. And they should have been like, you could do this, you could play this way or this way, you get to choose. And they didn't. They forced you to go into zombie heroes first, and then anything you wanted, if you wanted regular heroes after. And I wanted to be the regular heroes. I didn't want to be bad guys heroes. And I'm sure it's fun and I'm sure I'll enjoy it. But like that turned me off. You get to play regular heroes in this, not zombie heroes. Zombie heroes are like after you. And I love it. I love it. This has turned my, zombicide thinking around. I'm not going to go back and buy old stuff. I might buy the Western one because I've heard that's really good and really hard. I like that challenge. Same thing with Village Attacks. It's like, it's hard. It's like you may or may not win. Yeah. And I want that. I either won at the end or I didn't. And it's that Cthulhu Death May Die feel. We either barely win or we barely lost. Like, I love that kind of mechanic.
Yeah. Oh, lobotomy.
Lobotomy hasn't hit that yet, but it did on my solo play.
Yeah.
But it didn't with, but like anything that can like, oh, I barely won or I barely lost. Yeah. Like there's something about that that's just so much fun. So yeah, this is number 3. This is like a rocket. So
it's, and this is what goes to show with the games that we play tend to be high complexity, especially together. With our gaming group, they are the medium to medium plus, sometimes medium light, but usually medium plus. But together, a lot of times, while we love the medium plus, that's kind of our sweet spot, we also love the plus. We like the complex games. Our games tend to be more expensive. So if you're looking for gaming on a budget, I understand that completely. But at the same time, I have found that some of these expensive games are worth it. They bring the value play into it. This is a $35 game that is his number 3 of all time. Yep. And that's, of course, that costs you to spend several $100s in the next edition of it. But fantastic. I love the fact that you've got a $35 MSRP $35 game.
Yep.
And your top 5.
Yep. I really like it. I do recommend it for $35. It's hard to find this kind of fun for $35.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Marvel Zombies Hero Resistance, the retail version.
Great game. So that was your number.
That's my number 3.
So we're on to my number 2. Okay. So Brad made a prediction before we started this video.
I just don't know which one's number 2 and number 1.
So we know what is in my top 2 slots. What do you think is number 2?
I kind of think Terraforming Mars slipped and is now number 2.
Okay.
I think it's quite possible.
Okay. Just so that you understand I'm being above board and not changing any minds.
I'll look here.
Yeah, because you're not going to be able to see this. We don't have top down. My number 2 game of all times is Lisboa. Lisboa. I am surprised that Terraforming Mars didn't slip.
I thought it might.
I thought it might. I was nervous getting to the top of my list. When I did that Pub Meeple rankings, I was nervous. And the more that I've thought about it and wondered, is that true? Is that actually where it is? I understand why. God, this game. This game clicked for me. Like instantly. This game clicked. Sometimes with these heavyweight games, it takes a play or two before you start to see a little bit of the game. With this game, very first playthrough, I was like, I love it. I love it. I absolutely love this game. Vital Lacerda did a fantastic job with Lisboa. It's not for everyone. I will admit that. It is not for everyone. It is hard. It is very thinky. It is very frustrating at times. There's a lot going on and you cannot do everything in every turn. You have to be very tactical with your play and understanding what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, and how you're going to do it. You only really have like 3 actions to begin with, but those 3 actions expand into an entire game full of play in one turn. And I love that. Like the intense complexity of this game almost makes it easier. And I know that's asinine thinking, but for some reason, I will think out this play. I will go make this play, and then I will immediately say, okay, I just played that game and won that game. And there's a lot of other things that come into it. There's a lot of, you got to balance what other people are doing. There's a little bit of play against other people. There's some very good opportunities to block other players, especially in the building out the streets and the buildings, public markets. Those are great opportunities to be able to throttle somebody else's progress and at the same time do exactly what you need them to do, build up your own abilities. The boats, while I don't think that's like shipbuilding is kind of something that I've loved and enjoyed necessarily, it's very interesting, especially thematically, to be able to sell off things to others and allow their boats to go out, collect money. It helps them out, but it helps you out. But building out your tableau, managing your resources, figuring out how you're going to balance the different actions, whether it's playing with the clerics and kind of where that track is moving and how those tiles are going to come into play, or do you build a building? Do you get more plans so that you're going to be able to build more buildings or public storehouses? There's so many things to this game that all beautifully sing together. Number 2 game of all time, Lisboa.
Yeah, I really did think it might push Terraforming Mars off the top. So sorry to spoil it. It is number 1, but it's really did kind of think that it was possible. It might be possible in a couple of years if we continue to play, as we continue to play it.
Well, and I think as I continue to play Terraforming Mars, that's going to start slipping. It's going to have to at some point start slipping. They're not coming out with new expansions. It's going to get, I think, old after a while.
No, I'm just saying it just says a lot to this game.
It does.
Is my point.
Yeah.
That's more my point. I know how much you love that other game.
Yeah.
So it's a good game.
I love this game so much.
It's a good game. It is the hardest game we have.
Yeah.
It's the heaviest game we have, for sure. Go check out our video on it. We talked for an hour on it.
Yeah. And we're not experts on the game, but we do both enjoy it, and I absolutely love it. So that's my number 2, Lisboa.
Yeah. So I love movies in a box. And the more I play this game, the more I like it. And my game group likes it. Player elimination. It's fun. It's fun to play, even if you're losing.
What game is it? Oh,
Nemesis.
Yeah.
Nemesis is fun. And it's an experience. I like experiences. This is Alien, the movie, in a box. Star Wars, the movie, in a box. This is a fun game. This is not a cheap game. It's like $150. I think it's cheaper now because they've got the newer version of Nemesis now. But I played it online for the tabletop simulator or whatever. And before I ever would spend this much money at that time on a board game, and it was worth it. It's just continued to rise, and I think we'll continue to play it as a group. I don't think I need Nemesis locked down. This does what I need it to do, and it gives me the experience. And Alex keeps trying to launch somebody out the airlock. One day he will. But there's so much about this. I enjoyed painting them. The player elimination, the multiple hidden traitors that you can choose to or not to, but somebody's going to try to be killing the other guy or kill the whole ship or, something. And it's not necessarily about winning or losing the game. It really is how you play the game and what happens in the game and who got caught on fire and which alien came out and stabbed you with their tail and you died. And you have stories. Like, how many things you have where I played this great Euro game. Oh, we've talked about that Euro game and that experience. No, we talk about this experience. I
don't know. I talk about Euro experiences, but no, that is true. We do.
Yeah. So, you got to think about that. And games are games and there's all kinds of different ones. But when it comes down to the stories, Scythe and the story that he likes and the things that give you depth more than just a mechanic, you can wrap it around in a story. Man, what a difference. So I like this game. This has moved up on my list. So it is now my number 2 of all time.
I'm glad that you like this game enough because every time I play it now, it jumps higher and higher on my list.
Yeah, it's really good. And I'm hoping it just kind of hovers there in the top 10 for quite some time. I enjoy it.
I like it.
That's my number 2, Nemesis.
Which leaves my number 1 favorite game of all time. As if you all don't know what it is.
Sorry, it's a spoiler already.
Terraforming Mars. I adore this game. I love this game. I love so much about this game. I'm not going to talk about it very long because we've done so many talks about this, even in these top 10s, comparing things. The expansions definitely add into it, but I don't need the expansion. Prelude is important. Yeah. But the other expansions, whether you're playing with Venus Next or Colonies, or even getting into the government with Turmoil, they're good. Are they all needed? Maybe. But for me, just even playing the base game, the beauty of the engine building of this game is fantastic. And while it may not be pretty, it's kind of ugly. And everybody jokes about how terrible the cards are artwork wise. I love all those things. It's not nostalgia for me because it's not a game I've been playing for years and years and years, but it almost feels like it is because of that. And I love the way this game plays. And most of the people I've played it with have thoroughly enjoyed it as well. Some, it's been hit or miss. I can see why some people don't like this. I can see why it's not your number one game of all times. I'm hoping that as we play it, you will enjoy it maybe a little bit more, but I don't ever see this getting to the top of Brad's lists. It's not the style of game that he really jumps into mechanic wise. And that's perfectly fine. We all have different themes and games we like. But for me, again, I'm kind of surprised it stayed at the number one spot, but I understand why. And it was almost probably going to drop, but we just played it as a gaming group. And then I played it with another couple of friends that I love. They actually got me into some hobby board gaming many years ago. And so I was able to introduce this to them and they loved it. And seeing that aha and how everybody's building their engine out just reminds me of why this is a game that will always be a game I enjoy. Mm-hmm. So
awesome.
Number one game of all times for me is Terraforming Mars.
Mm-hmm. So my number one game of all time, did it change from last year?
I'm assuming it has not.
Nope. Great Western Trail. Love this game. Love playing it. I just sit there and be like, I love this game. I like playing this game. Haven't played it 20 times, but I don't care. When I play this game, I'm like, there's just something about it. And it's not cowboys. Because that was the least thing. I'm like, I went into this after watching Shut Up and Sit Down talk about it. I'm like, okay, I'm going to give this a chance because the theme gives me nothing. But after playing it, we're just sitting there. And first time we played it, I'm just like, I really like this game. And then every time we've played it since, it's like, I've won, he's won. I like the game. I like how you play it. I like what it does. There's something about this game that I really, really enjoy. And I'm willing to try it with anybody and see if they like it, right? They may or may not like it, but I want to teach it. I want to, have people experience it and see what they think about it. I'm waiting for something to knock this one off. It's number one, but I want to play Argentina because I hear there's some new farm stuff there, and I have enough games that I want to try to get through before I go and buy that one. But I like this game a lot. I really do.
It's a great game.
Yeah, and we've talked about the cows and all these other kind of things. I don't need to go into it. You can go watch our old video, and it's not as great as sounding and as looking as some of these now, and maybe these still suck. But for those of you who watch, thank you very much. Appreciate it. I love this game. I think it's great.
It's fantastic. I'm glad it's your number one game.
So we probably talked the least about our number ones than we did everything else. But
well, we've also talked about these last year in our top.
Yeah, then we've done reviews on them and things. I don't think. Yeah, we did do a Terraforming Mars review.
I did. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it was my first game.
Yeah, with review, the iPhone. So
yeah, it was. I think that was the first video that I did.
Might have been
that I was in. Yeah,
might have been. So, I'm not sure the first. I think we were together in the first one.
Okay.
Because I think I was like, but yeah, his first one by himself.
Yeah,
it's a good game.
So what did you think about our lists? These are our top 10 favorite games of all times. These are games that we will never say no to playing. We will always want to bring to a table. Are they, well, at least individually in our lists. I don't know. He may never want to play Terraforming Mars and I may never play Rebellion. But what do you think? Are these the games that you enjoy? Do you prefer the games that are on my list or Brad's list? Does it really matter? No. You find the games that you want to play. But of course, Team Toph is the best. So That's going to be the better of the list. But comment down below. Let us know what your top 10 favorite games of all times, or at least let us know what your favorite game of all times is. All of us would, I'm sure, love to hear that. Others that are commenting as well. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you join us at the table for future board game reviews, playthroughs, Kickstarters, solos, whatever it might be, adventures that we find ourselves stumbling through as we go on.
And remember, whether you're playing solo, with family, or friends,
enjoy whatever games you're bringing to the table.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And thank you for being a part of our family. Have a great night.
Bye.